Hey everybody, welcome back to Cookie Gaming. Today we are playing more Pentiment. Now last time was a pretty crazy episode, though I feel like I say that every episode at this point. We saw the rather mysterious murder of Otto, and then commenced our investigation. Went all around the town. We ended by finding there may be some financial mismanagement at the Abbey from Guy. So perhaps he's wrapped up in this larger investigation, or maybe it's something separate. And so today we will continue both of those different investigations into the murder of our friend and trying to find out what exactly Guy is up to. Is it a case of him simply skimming a little bit off the top? Very possible. Or is it perhaps something more? I don't know, I guess we'll see. So we found out we had to go down to the abattoir, I believe. There was some potential information about Guy down there. Maybe he's been up to something around here. Oh, here we go. Yeah, and then we've also got a bunch of leads we still have to follow in terms of our investigation. Some other tasks as well. But we did a lot last time. I see this item here. I guess that's what we're looking for. A book? Why would there be a book left out here? Well, my guess is Brother Guy had something to do with it. It's been left open. I wonder who was reading this. I wonder which work it is. Oh, God. This looks like a book of exorcism and occultism. Uh-oh. Guys, we thought we got rid of all that with Ference, but it looks like Guy has picked up the occult practices following Ference's execution. Whatever this text was for, it certainly had no place in the Abbey. How does the occult always come back into this? Guy is up to something, but I didn't think it had anything to do with the occult. I see this piece of paper behind. Is there anything we need to check out here? Doesn't look like it. Alright. There's a loose page here. I mean, we did find out that, Guy was messing around with the herbs. He was skimming money off the top. So I kind of thought it was maybe a financial thing, but perhaps it's even more devious than that. Mariel. Otto. Uh-oh. As in, they recently murdered Otto? Oh my. So, okay. Seems like this really might tie into the larger investigation. A case of simple financial mismanagement, or an occult scheme to murder Otto. Well, it's seeming like it might be the latter. I don't know what Muriel means, though. Otto's name is in the middle of a summoning circle. But why? Well, probably nothing good. Orioth, Pinin, Osul, etc., etc. These almost look like the names of angels, but not any I recognize. Do we have another puzzle here? The writing on the side is in a different hand. Writing's in French. Hey. Wood from his door, linen, and wax for candles. Sounds like ingredients. Yeah, for some type of ritual. The only person I know who speaks Burgundian French in the Abbey is Brother Guy. Was Guy trying to curse Otto? Uh-oh. I mean, I'm not a big believer in curses generally, I have to say. But, who knows? Maybe a curse can lead to some real action occasionally. But this is all incredibly suspicious. Necromancy manual. Oh no, Brother Guy. What have you been up to? I can't believe there's so much occult practice at the Abbey. I mean, I guess it's not the most unbelievable thing, but I think it'd be pretty taboo around here. I mean, we saw it certainly was with Ference, though he was up to some occult business as well. But yeah, this is, well, who knows if it's worse or not, but this is pretty bad. Huh. So there's some combination between him stealing from the Abbey, stealing a lot of money, but then also doing some type of strange necromantic rituals. Interesting. Well, we're gonna have to go back into the library, which is where all the brothers are hiding at the moment. But I think before we do that, we should go and get those herbs for Brother Adok, who is not doing well, unfortunately. He needs some type of medical treatment, it appears, in his old age. I mean, we don't have exact ages, but, you know, Piero's passed away, and I always thought Adok seemed quite a bit older than him, so... Maybe not quite a bit older, but at least older. So it doesn't surprise me that he's, not doing so well. Sister Gertrude, I need your assistance. Brother Adok is of ill health. He's very weak, has trouble breathing, and remarks of pain in his chest and heart. Oh my, Master Mahler, that is very troubling indeed. Let me think. Saint Hildegard recommends yellow gentian, but we currently have none in the herb hut. It mostly grows higher up in the mountain, but there may be a few in the forest. If you bring me some, I can mix up a curative broth. Thank you, Sister Gertrude. I will set out with haste. May God shine mercy upon Brother Adok. Take care, Andreas. Alright, so we gotta check the forest. Let's do it. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff to do. But I want to make sure that Adok is doing alright. Plus, what we did last time is we had all these different leads to follow. And like I said, we're gonna try and, you know, do the surface level of everything before we select a task that takes us more time, right? So we have a couple of, like, major leads to follow, but they will take us some significant time. For example, what I want to do is go and check out that secret passageway by the shrine. But we should make sure that Brother Adok's alright, and maybe try to wrap up this guy business before we do. That's where we gotta go after all this. So, we're looking for something yellow. Oh, I got an achievement last time for checking all the plants. A yellow plant with elliptic leaves? This might be the one. Okay, great. Let's go back to Gertrude's. That wasn't too hard. Yeah, probably because we've already checked all the different herbs and plants in the forest. Which, of course, the abbot doesn't even want us picking. But, I mean, we're helping the abbey, so too bad. Plus, I don't really care what he has to say. Alright, Gertrude. God bless you, Andreas. Have you found the yellow gentian? Yep, I've got it. The grace of our Lord. Fortunately, these are a fair bit dry already. Yes, best to grind and mix the gentian into a broth with a few ether herbs for calming the body. Other herbs. I was gonna say ether herbs. It'll take a bit of time. Come back later, Andreas. Till then. Okay, great. Great, okay, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. We need to pass the time. Although, you know what? Before we go that passageway, let's go and talk to Guy and Gurno. I want to see what Brother Guy has to say for himself. Here we go. Alright. Hello, Brother Guy. Andreas. Brother Guy. It seems like it would be quite a risk for you to come through the crypt to see us. Shouldn't you be out trying to prove that someone killed Otto? Oh, I am. Someone who isn't the abbot. That's exactly why I'm here. I need to talk to you. Oh? I'll help in any way I can. I know about the money you're stealing from the Abbey. Keep your voice down. Where did you hear that? Oh, I didn't hear anything. I've got hard evidence. I'm asking the questions. We're going like Batman on him. Do go on. The sisters and I came across the gold you hid in the herb hut. What? Why would I do such a thing? Covering your tracks. And just because you found gold someplace, you assume I hid it there? You made the mistake of pushing Sister Margaret out of the way. She described how you felt. What a cursed world. You can't even trust the blind to not be witnesses. Jesus Christ, guy. I found the book you were hiding in the abattoir. I don't know what you're talking about. What can I say? I'm being thorough in my search. So you found a book in the abattoir. With notes in Burgundian. Maybe it was Matthew. You're telling me the Swiss monk wrote notes in Burgundian to frame you? Fine, they're my notes, but you've got this wrong. I wanted to shut Otto up, not kill him. You're a real piece of work, guy. Okay? Either way. This is like... This might be another Ference situation where... Did Ference commit the murder? I don't know. I think there were a couple of suspects. Lucky was pretty suspicious. Could have been him. Could have been Ference. But frankly, with all the evidence we uncovered, it looked really, really bad for Ference. This might be one of these situations, again, where did Guy commit the murder? I don't know. Could have been a few different people. But it looks really bad that this guy has been murdered in a suspicious manner by someone wearing this white outfit, cloaked in white, who ran past us in the woods. It looks pretty sort of culty already. And now you've been discovered casting an occult spell on Otto. Doesn't look good. Anyway, I didn't go through with the ritual. I mean, once again, I myself am not a believer in occult rituals, but I think a lot of people in this town, in this world we're in, are. Right? I mean, we saw that with Ference, right? The sort of... the rumor that went around is that the murder of the Baron was part of some occult ritual he was performing, which even if it was Ference, was not the case. It was more the pressure he was getting from the Baron. But either way, this looks bad for you. If I had and it had worked, he'd be a drooling idiot, not dead. That's all I know at the moment. And that's all you will know, because there's nothing more to know. If there's nothing else, God bless you, Andreas. Interesting. I wonder if we can talk to any of the other monks about this. I guess not. Oh. Hello, Brother Wojslav. Do you have a moment? Of course, Andreas. What do you need? I was hoping to ask you about Brother Guy. What about him? Oh, didn't we try this last time and it didn't work? Has he been doing anything odd lately? Sorry, Andreas. I don't know what you mean. I think he may have had a reason to kill Otto. Andreas, that's a grave accusation. Do you have evidence to support this assertion? Sister Margaret heard him rustling about in the sisters' herb hut, and we found a large sack of coins. Sister Margaret's blind, Andreas. She likely ran into one of the sisters. How much of this conversation did we have last time? She recognized him. He's hiding money. Yeah, we heard this. Yeah. Okay. What is happening here? So, same as last time, we've got no points towards this persuasion. I'm surprised it let us have this conversation again, because that was the same conversation we had last time. It's sort of a waste of time, to be honest with you. Okay, what do we have here? I do wonder if there's more to find out about Guy. Yeah. I do feel like, you know... Huh. Yeah, I feel like we pretty thoroughly investigated. I'm not sure if there's really more to find. So we'll talk to Bruno in here, and then we've got a few different leads, right? So one is going through that passage in the woods. Of course, we've got this thing about how Martin isn't actually Martin. We could go to the inn and see if anyone will talk to us. That'll take some time. And same thing with the miller. We can go hunting with him. But that will take some time as well. So I think we'll do the passageway in the woods by the shrine. Let's see what Bruno has to say. God bless you, Andreas. Has anything new come to light in the investigation of Otto's death? I must speak to you urgently about Brother Guy. Now is really not the time to discuss the enmity between you, Andreas. I know you do not care for each other, but it's hardly appropriate. Guy's been stealing from the Abbey. Okay, you've got to let me persuade. This isn't even a persuasion. I have the hard evidence. I don't need to persuade anybody. I've got the proof. Pardon me? I must not have heard you right. He's been obscuring it in the ledger, but the evidence is there. In March alone, he stole almost 7 florins worth of funds and sent it to the Fuggers in Augsburg. My God! That can't. How did you learn this? I found a receipt in the back of the Abbey's ledger, written in lemon juice. If Otto somehow knew about this... Oh. You can't think Brother Guy would have killed him? Duke Renault is gonna be so bad. If I accuse Ferrets of murder and then Guy, I'll have... Well, I guess I don't know what's gonna happen with all of this, but he'll be pissed. He might. He's never much like the peasants, but murder? I don't think violence of that kind is in his nature. I know his heart, do you? You couldn't have made a mistake? Are you certain? Yeah, you can check the you can check it yourself. I suppose I must. These times are so dark, Andreas. Even with the Lord's light to guide us, I do not know how we will go on when this is through. There's little I can do about this now, but should we survive the coming days, the consequences for Brother Guy will be dire. Good. I'm sorry this came to light in the way that it did. I mean, I know it's not what you wanted to hear. No, never this. One final thing. Have you spoken with him about this? No, not yet. Yes, I have. So he doesn't know he's been found out. Very well. That's not true. Go with God, now more than ever. You as well. Look, the game, you know, sometimes things are out of order a little bit, alright? That's fine. But I have, in fact, spoken to him about this. Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. Well, it does matter, but it is what it is. Alright, I think we've gotten what we're gonna get out of the brothers. So I guess it almost is 2 separate things, where we have evidence of the financial mismanagement, which, if Guy survives this, if they all survive this, will get him in a lot of trouble. But we also have this evidence of him doing this ritual involving Otto, which I'm not sure is really connected to the financial stuff. It might be. So maybe these are 2 separate things. Okay. Well, I think now is the time to, we're gonna have to spend a bit of time here, but we're gonna check out the secret passage, and we were led here by these flowers that we were looking for. Ready to see where this goes, Master? Let's get going. Whoa, what the hell? This is something. What are these buildings? What is this place? I mean, this looks positively ancient, Casper. It's some kind of Roman ruin, like the aqueduct in the meadow. Yeah, but a lot of it is left. Look, Master Andreas, the flowers. Finally! Maybe we'll find something useful after all. I mean, I think I mentioned this earlier, but if you remember, and I don't know if there was any connection, but years ago, back when we were first here, 7 years ago, we did see a figure dressed in white, or what we thought was a ghost, running over the Roman aqueducts. And we saw a figure dressed in white running past us after the murder, and we're back here with some Roman ruins. It's all very suspicious, I must say. This is really cool, though. I always loved discovering the pre-Christian history of Tassing, right? Which, you know, I wouldn't say it's been covered up, but in a sense it has, just by the civilization and cultures that have come after it, right? They all build on top of each other, so people forget the ancient history over time. And of course, it is in the interest of the church and the abbey to sort of cover up some of the pre-Christian stuff. So it is interesting to hear about some of this, though of course, as we found out, some of the residents of the town at least have some understanding of the old pagan history of the area. You know, I mean, they all know it to a basic extent, but some have some deeper knowledge. A Roman depiction of a nymph. There's an inscription underneath, probably a dedication to Tassing, nymph of this spring. Publius Metellus Flavus, prefect of Ratium, has paid his vow willingly, deservedly, in the consulship of Aeneas and Kiltus. I don't recognize those names. Interesting. Didn't expect to see any Latin said in Aqueduct. Quintus set these stones while all is fucked. So, this is funny. This is a reference to the very real graffiti of the ancient world, right? So, I mean, one of the places this is best preserved is at Pompeii, right? Because a lot was preserved at Pompeii. But in other places as well, we can see that, much like us modern people, ancient people like to leave graffiti, and their graffiti was often just, well, similar to the graffiti we leave today. Profanity, references to themselves and other people, insulting other people, bragging, all that type of stuff. So this is very reminiscent of the real graffiti and markings you would find in the ancient world. Oh, well. A lot of these flowers are growing here. This is... Oh, wait a minute. This is so cool. And I mean, I've set up my Andreas, my version of Andreas is quite the fan of old Latin and history. So I imagine he's enjoying this as much as I am. Another inscription, still in good shape. I mean, I see Tassii Nymphae. To the nymph Tassii, Julia Metella gave 3 denarii, willingly, deservedly. So, a shrine to this nymph, and it seems like the town may perhaps have been named after this nymph, or maybe the same root or something like that. This Latin is carved sloppily into the stone. That's odd. We work and the prefect gets paid. Jupiter, may he be paid justly. Yep, that's another piece of old graffiti. Sounds like what the peasants are saying. Even the Romans struggled under harsh restrictions and taxes. We haven't come so far after all. Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah. In some ways, many things have not changed. You know, I mean, particularly if you were living in the Roman provinces, which, of course, is where Tassing is. That could be a tough life. And especially, I mean, it depends on which era of Roman history you're looking at. Sometimes it would be better or worse to be part of the Roman Empire, a citizen. I mean, throughout a lot of Roman history, many of the subjects of the empire were in fact not citizens of the Roman Empire, so they did not enjoy Roman political rights. But, as with the medieval era, most people living under the Roman Empire were just peasants. I know we have this broad view of Roman civilization and Rome itself, the city of marble and all this prosperity, and you know, all that's part of Roman history, but most people were just regular peasants, living a relatively similar life to what a lot of the peasants in the time Andreas is living in would be experiencing, right? So in some ways, I mean, of course things do change over time, but in many ways, the world fundamentally stayed pretty similar for your average person up until the advent of modern technology, industrialization in particular, but even before industrialization. And of course, that change is very much starting in the era that Andreas lives in. Is that what it looks like, Master Andreas? Yes, the costume the killer was wearing when they ran past us. Oh. So much for us finding it in the home of the killer. Yeah. Might have been helpful. Well, perhaps there's a clue inside. Let's hope so. Because so far, the only evidence we have is about Brother Guy. Oh my god. When Florian examined the coat of Baron Rothvogel, I have you, Master Andreas. Oh my god. Casper, go get help. I won't let you fall. It's not a long drop. Just get someone to bring a rope. I can't abandon you, Master. Oh god. Bringing me a rope is not abandoning me. I suppose that is true. Casper. God damn it, Casper. You moron! Now we're both down here. You thought you could haul my fat ass up? Not happening. He's a loyal apprentice. I'll give him that. But not the smartest decision you've ever made. Well, we're all wet, but I don't think I heard anything. I guess that wasn't really that long of a fall. Yeah, that's what I told you. Well, you're not hurt. That's the important thing. Let's just get out of here. Of course, Master. I wish we had a little more light down here. I can't see a thing, can you? Can you? I'm gonna look around and see if I can find a way out. I mean, look, I can tend to be pretty, you know, sarcastic or sardonic with my commentary, but I don't want to discourage young Casper here. Oh, look at him go. He's lighting the light. Well, he's definitely handy. I'll tell you what, flint and steel, surprisingly, I've used a flint and steel. Does this work? Yes, it does. It takes a lot longer for me to get some sparks going. But I guess we don't have a knack for it in the same way they did back then. I'm impressed, Casper. I just remembered how flammable these bush rags are. Why were you... That's what I was wondering. He had the flint and steel. It's a little weird to carry it around, but hey, useful. Why were you carrying it around? Well, you never know when you might need some fire. Very true. Hey, Casper's resourceful. You know, he might not always make the best decisions, but he is resourceful. Quod erat demonstrandum. Thus it has been demonstrated. What is this place? A cistern. You must collect water from the spring to feed it into the aqueduct. The aqueduct in the meadow? I suppose so. Then all we need to do is follow it back. Perhaps. Alright, well, maybe we'll find some more evidence down here. That'd be pretty useful. I think there was more to see in that little area, but maybe we'll have to go back and see it later. Yeah, Casper's handy with that flint and steel. It is hard to get sparks going, I'll tell you that much. I will say, it is really cool to get to see this ancient infrastructure. You know what I mean? Just to have these buildings and aqueducts that were left here, you know, from the ancient world by the Romans, who were really incredible engineers That was one of the greatest skill of a lot of Roman legions, aside from the fighting, is that they were really incredible builders. It's just so cool to still have it here. And in more or less one piece. And, you know, you can see the quality of that Roman architecture and engineering by the fact that a lot of it survives thousands of years to the present day. It looks like the tunnel collapsed here, Master. It must lead toward town. Looks like there's a gap. Do you want me to try and squeeze through? I don't know. It seems risky. I can do it, Master Andreas. I mean, I don't want something to happen to him, but also, he's a capable young lad. Go take a look. Of course, Master, I'll be right back. It is worth seeing where this lets out. Not necessarily to help us get out, but to see if maybe it connects somewhere interesting. We've gone longer than I expected. You alright, Casper? I think so. And what did you find? I don't know. It felt very dark, and I felt strange. It's not a way out. Well, what do you mean you felt strange? Like, I wasn't supposed to be there. It smelled strange, like something old. Like a crypt or something? Well, it's a good thing you came out then. Let's keep looking for a way out. Of course, Master Andreas. Okay. We didn't really get much information, but I guess he didn't have a light with him, so he wouldn't have been able to see anything anyway. Well, let me think about that, though. It led out into a place he thought was strange and smelled old, and he felt like he shouldn't be there. Some part of Brother Guy's occult ritual? No, maybe I'm extrapolating a bit, but... Huh. Can we go further up? We can. Okay, goddammit. I want to make sure I complete all of this. I don't want to miss anything. But we'll take this passageway down here, see if it leads anywhere useful. Are we gonna make him crawl through again? Where do you think this goes? Well, goes up, so it probably leads out. I don't think I can squeeze through that gap. Okay. We need to find something to move the rocks. Something to give us leverage. Wait. Huh? Never mind. Let's find a way out of here. What? What were you hearing? This is spooky, man. There's a lot of things here that, we're hearing, or seeing, or feeling, but we don't quite know what they are. And remember, by the way, this is all in the service of solving a murder, which we're supposed to solve. It was a little unclear to me if it was by tonight or by tomorrow. Jump across. Oh man, come on. Look at the sun up there. Is that the sun? Oh goodness. Nice jump. At least if Casper falls, we can catch him. If we fall, we're done for. Oh, wait a minute. I read what that said. Oh, no, wait a minute. Well, now, wait a minute. Okay, we gotta see where this lets out, but this could really give us some useful information on access to the Abbey. There's a big grate. Maybe we can get it out. Maybe we can get out that way. It's too high for either of us to reach. Climb on my shoulders and see if you can push it out of the way. Are we in the convent? Looks like a kitchen. The Abbey kitchen? What else is up there? I don't think so. It's big, though. I think it's the convent kitchen. Oh, she must be under the convent. Do you see any of the nuns? Now, wait a minute. Okay, what this means. Now, remember the last murder 7 years ago. Because of the murder itself, and also the note that was found with the sisters. I think it was Matilda who gave it to us. We knew that whoever committed the murder must have had some type of access to the Abbey. That was one of the things that pushed me towards Ference, along with a lot of other things. But what we're seeing now is that someone who is constantly running around the aqueduct, as that figure was 7 years ago, and as the murderer this time was as well, someone who knows these ancient ruins, who knows the aqueduct, who's involved in all of this, they can get access to the convent. So this is useful information. No. Hello? Nothing. Where could they be? I doubt the sisters loiter in the kitchen all day long. Can you lift the grate off? Oh. There's something heavy above me. I can only lift it a little, and I don't think I can squeeze through. I might be able to reach that little hook there. Yeah. There you go. Well, that's leverage for us. I got a fire poker. Excellent. We can use it to move the rocks and get out of here. Oh, of course, Master. That's why I'm the thinker, Casper. Okay, that is very interesting. It does sort of shape my perspective on who might be responsible for this. So it's someone who's really familiar with these old Roman ruins and who frequently runs around them. Which doesn't really feel like, well, of course we know that this goes beyond Ference because he died, but this whole thing has continued. And to be fair, once again, I don't think we actually have concrete proof that this murder is connected to the last one. We didn't find a note, right? We don't actually have evidence. But, I mean, come on. This seems a little bit too coincidental to be a coincidence. It seems like there must be something going on here. Is this a door? Oh my god, it's set. It appears to be so. A strange one. Where does it go? Are we, like, here? Behind this? I'll try to nudge it. Yeah, we are. Huh. Built much more recently. Was this here 7 years ago? That must have been, right? Another secret entrance into the Abbey. Another? When I was investigating the Baron's death, I found a secret entrance from the Abbey's library to the crypt. Could the Abbot use this door to escape? Escape to where? We can't even find our way out. That's a fair point. Well, that's an interesting note, Casper. Could he use this as a way to escape? Yeah, he probably could. If we can find a way out of here that doesn't let out into, like, the middle of town, then... Or if we get out of here, then put a rope back to the old Roman cistern up, then yeah, the Abbot could use this as a way to escape from the Abbey. But is that the best course of action? I'm not so sure. It's possible that the Abbot doesn't even know it's here. Yeah. Yeah, maybe not, actually. I think he might have tried to use it. What's that sound, Master? Snoring? Is someone sleeping on the other side of the door? Hey, wake up! He wasn't down here before. What should we do, Master? Well, we've already have the poker from the convent kitchen. We can try that on the stones and try to get out. Of course. Interesting. Man, this is really fascinating. And there wasn't nothing up here. Nope. I feel like we're getting some really useful information here. I'm not quite sure what to do with it yet. I mean, I'm putting together some thoughts, and as I've been talking about, but the full meaning of this, you know, there might be more to it than what we can even see now. But I mean, it definitely seems to be tied into murder. Then again, could it have been Brother Guy, who managed to slip his way back into the Abbey after the murder, and then could be like, well, I was here in the Abbey. Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, Brother Guy, this does not help your case. It doesn't hurt it more than everything else we've already found, but it definitely doesn't help it. Alright, is this where the, So let's see where this lets out, then. Try using the fire poker from the kitchen to shift the rocks out of the way. You better hope this is good iron. Wait, I still hear something. Really? Like, what do you hear? Water? Someone talking? Oh my. Oh, we're right here! Okay, yeah. Oh, now this is useful. So we, okay. Lenhart, you shouldn't come here during the day. I had to. The farmers are out for blood. Now what's happening here? You two, who, we were suspicious of both of you. I mean, I was like, I don't think Hannah's involved, but what are you two out here doing? Plotting another murder? Farmers are out for blood. And? Don't play stupid. We both wanted Otto gone. Now he is. I didn't kill him, did you? This is funny. I like this type of conversation where these guys are aligned, but clearly don't trust each other like that much, because Lenhart's like, well, I didn't kill him. Did you kill him? And she'll probably say the same thing. Why would you ask me such a thing? Because of the note, you stupid cow. Because of the note that sent you into hysterics. Because you're behaving like a woman who committed a murder and is afraid of being caught. Could you stop? Doesn't matter. What note? I don't care if you did or didn't. He's dead. Okay. Lenhart kind of feels like he thinks that she did it. The idiot peasants can beat the ground with their pitchforks and nothing will come of it. What about that artist, Andreas? Oh, what about him? He could be a problem. Have you done anything to raise his suspicions? What the hell? Okay. I know Lenhart doesn't know that I'm listening, but he is really incriminating Hannah. I don't think so. Good. Then just wait. Time will run out for Peter and the rest of his worthless kind. The abbot will stay in power. Pilgrims will keep coming to the shrine and staying at your inn. Yes. Good. Thank you for putting my mind at ease. Be quiet. Go home. Don't come here again unless it's for a quick fuck. Jesus. If you want comfort, talk to your fat husband. Don't bother me with your hysteria. Of course, I'm sorry. What a nice fella. Did you commit that murder, Hannah? Seems like you might have, honestly. Before this, I thought, nah, there's no way you were involved. But now, I'm not so sure. I'm glad we're finally out of there, Master. What a strange adventure. Do you think Mistress Hannah could have killed Otto? She's only been pretending to care about the town's safety. She's only concerned with the shrine staying open. I mean, I'm pretty sure I said this exact thing when we talked about her motivations, but I just didn't think it was enough for her to be involved. Now I'm not so sure. Why would that make her want to kill Otto? Let me explain business to you, Casper. If the peasants overthrew the abbot, they might loot or destroy the shrine. Without the hand of St. Moritz, there's not much reason for pilgrims to travel to Kearsarge. There'd hardly be any visitors to the Golden Hand. That's right. Smart. Exactly. Now we know Hannah has a motive. It's possible she'd kill to protect her family's inn. We need to talk to Nico and Killian to see just how committed she was. But first, let's go back to the Golden Hand and clean up. People will get suspicious if we walk around town like this. Good idea, Master. Alright, we gotta talk to them. I do want to check out the cistern area again, if that's possible. I mean, I know she was already kind of a suspect, but, like, she's really been added to the list now in a big way. Killian. Hey, Killian, do you have a moment? Sure. Is there something wrong with your room? No. I wanted to know if you've noticed anything odd about your mother lately. Odd how? Does she ask you to watch the inn by yourself often? Oh, well, sometimes I guess. Dad and I look after the place more in the evenings when she gets tired, but lately she's been leaving during sext. She says she brings food over to the townsfolk at the Wrath House, so I usually watch the inn until she gets back. Huh. Yeah, There was one other time, yeah, okay. So I think these sext, when she's leaving, to go mate with Lenhart, perhaps, for a word that sounds similar to sext. What did he call it, a quick fuck? So, that might be that. But what about this other time? Go on. Mom left in a hurry one night, and when I was cleaning up around the bar, I found this note. There it is. There it is. Oh man, there it is. It's all coming together. We finally have a note. Oh, okay. It's all connected. I've got my my board. I'm connecting all the pieces together. He will destroy the Abbey. Who is he? Otto? Hell will swallow the hand of St. Moritz, the Wrath House, after St. John's fire. Okay, so I mean, this seems like this is someone who has the Abbey's interests at heart, and someone who maybe didn't like the peasants. Is it, brother Guy? Come on now. I know Andreas said 7 years ago it didn't look like Guy's handwriting, but, I mean, maybe he knows more than one style. Another note. I've seen several like this before. Oh, but, what does it mean? St. John's fire. I wonder if that means the bonfire. Of course it does. I think the note was meant for your mother. Do you think that's why she left in a hurry? Perhaps. The note says the hand of St. Moritz is in danger. The inn makes most of its income on pilgrims traveling to see the hand, right? Yeah, but who would want to destroy the hand of St. Moritz? It's a holy relic. Yeah, so what is that? She got the note and she was activated like a sleeper cell? At the very least, the note freaked her out. At the very most, maybe it caused her to go do a murder. Or maybe get involved in a plot to do a murder. Maybe there's more than one person involved. Hannah working with Guy? I don't know. Peter and the peasants are ready to revolt. If things got violent, the hand might be destroyed in the skirmish. So, someone was warning my mom with this note? It seems so. This is interesting. Because this note... I mean, this well... We gotta think about why was Otto killed, right? Because this note is obviously meant to rile up Hannah. Now, the question is that because the person who wrote it genuinely is opposed to the peasants? Or did they just want Otto dead? But then you gotta ask yourself, why would they want Otto dead, right? It seems like maybe they would be, because with the Baron Rothvogel, it was a lot more clear, right? He was a really bad guy, done some terrible things. There were a number of people who had something out against him. With Otto, you're sort of like, it's gotta be somebody who was opposed to this whole peasant movement, right? Who's maybe pulling the strings. And that note also, what stood out to me, is that the other notes we've seen were far more related to the murders, or the murder itself that happened, except for the one that told us not to come back. Whereas that one, you know, that was kind of goading her, basically. So I don't know. I think we're looking for someone who also doesn't like Otto's ideas. Guy, Anna, Lenhart. But honestly, that discussion by the aqueduct, to me, made him seem a little less suspicious. Unless he was just sort of posturing in front of her, which he could have been. So yeah. Mom doesn't like Otto's ideas. She and Dad argue about it sometimes. They argue about it, so does Dad like Otto's ideas? When she left for the Wrath House with food, I think she was trying to find Otto. Huh. Interesting. Huh. Remain silent. Just don't say anything to Dad, alright? He doesn't need to know. Alright. Thank you for bringing it to me, Killian. This helps my investigation. It does? I'm glad I can help then. You might have just condemned your mother. I should get back to work. See you later, Master Mahler. Until then. This is bad. This is really bad for old Hannah. You thread puller. Yeah. Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, maybe we'll leave Nico out of it for now. This is all very curious. I would like to see if we can go back to the shrine. Because we didn't quite get to see everything, because, you know, we fell through the floor. Nope. Oh, man, come on. We can't go back. Unfortunate. I mean, I know that the falling through the floor was meant to be a shock, which is fair. But it's sort of a shame that we can't go back at all. Now let's go check in with Adoc. Or Edoc. I still don't know how to pronounce it. I will say Sepp was sleeping on the floor in the crypt last time we saw. So I'm sort of hoping that he's left. He has. How convenient that he was there at just the right moment, huh? Or, never mind, I gotta go to Gertrude first. I forgot, she's the one who was mixing up the herbs. Also, I do wonder, I wonder if Sister Illuminata, if we can tell her about the fact that there's a secret way into the Abbey. Or the convent, but, you know. Illuminata! Andreas! Good. I was hoping you'd come by. Hey, Mother Illuminata. Did you need me for something? Yes, though I was hesitant to distract you from your investigation. And I do not often leave the confines of Curacao, even in the best of times. Which these are decidedly not. You're being cryptic. I'm just explaining why I didn't rush out into the streets of Tassing to find you. Will you help me or not? Well, it depends what it is. What's the problem? As our brothers are trapped in the library, it is unlikely they have received any nourishment. You need me to bring them food. Peasants are unruly. I need you to guide the sisters past them, through the crypt, and up to the brothers. The crypt? Don't pretend, Andreas. Yes, there's a secret entrance to the library in the crypt. Sister Zdena and I used to use it every day. The sisters will say it needs to be tended to after all the mayhem that transpired there. Escort them and the food to the brothers in the library and return when you are finished. Yeah, not now. Spare an hour or two at your next meal. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. God bless you. I'm fine doing that. I just want to make sure I'm a little concerned that when we do that, that's gonna close off. Where's Gertrude? Do we have to go back to Gertrude? Where is she? Yeah, I want to go speak to her. Where does she go? Hello? I'm worried that when we do that, it's gonna close off. Where's Gertrude? Okay, well that's not very helpful. Maybe we now have to take the sisters over. Oh, great. Okay. Well, never mind, Illuminata. I'm coming right back. Is that gonna take up more of our precious time? Ay, ay, ay. Alright, well, I want to make sure Adok's alright, so I guess I'll have to go through Illuminata and take some food to the brothers. Alright, here. Yeah. I'll help you. Good. Yeah, Gertrude, okay. Just who I was looking for. My god, this place is a mess! What have they done? I don't know about this. Hey, no one's supposed to be in the church. What are you doing in here? Take it easy, Carl. The sisters are just trying to do their jobs. What are you talking about? We need to clean the crypt and say prayers for the abbots and the abbesses buried there. Assuming you haven't looted all their tombs as well. Hey, that's not... I mean, Peter told me not to let anyone in the church. That's funny. Screw it. We're restoring the monastery, and now stopping the sisters from doing their ordained duty? Are you trying to put your soul at risk, Carl? It's not fair, Andreas. You know the abbot's putting all of us at risk by keeping the holy relic from us. Oh, hey, there we go. You forget that the Lord instructs us to turn the other cheek. Would you really harm the sisters like this? I would never. I mean, no, all right. Just down the crypt and the back. God bless you, Carl. So, you can see here, I mean, no one likes the abbot. He's a real piece of work. But there is still, you know, people still... Well, it depends who you talk to. Some people hate the whole abbey. But a lot of people still have some love in their heart for the brothers and the sisters and some of the better work that they do. Quickly, this way. Gertrude, will you also bring the medicine? Sister Gertrude? Sister Matilda? What are you doing here? Did you get past the peasants? Andreas helped us, Father. I better be earning a lot of points with Gernot here. Mother Illuminata thought you might be hungry, and Andreas agreed to bring us here. Oh, praise God, we're starving. Bless you, etc., etc. Yeah, nothing for you, guy. Sisters, what's going on outside? We've seen little and heard less since we've been here. Master Mahler ought to explain. We've seen little firsthand from the convent. I wouldn't say the town's gone mad. Everything's under control, mostly. Come, let's eat, and we will explain everything. Father, will you lead us in prayer? What? Of course not. Thank you for the meal, sisters, but we must keep to custom. This is a very strange circumstance, Father. We do need to keep Carl thinking we're cleaning the crypt after all. I don't think... Oh, fine. But only for the sisters' safety. And only this once. Yeah, look, I appreciate you've got your customs and religious traditions, but Is it not more important to attend to the situation at hand? Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord, amen. Amen, amen, etc., etc. There you go, Casper. It's good to see some friendly faces. Thank you for blessing us with this meal, sisters. I'm sure it will restore our strength and vigor. These old bones don't have any vigor left, and a meal probably won't help. Being stuck in the drafty library isn't doing any good either. I don't think you've ever had any vigor, old man. Ha! I'm sure you won't have to remain here long. Andreas was very helpful in getting us past the watch when Peter sent. Yes, and you've got some medicine for him. Please give that over. I did that all for a reason. I'm just glad I could help. Your kindness is appreciated, Andreas. Thank you. Start with the bread. How long will we be stuck in this drafty old tower? I need Sister Gertrude's medicines. Don't worry, Brother Adok. I'm sure I can deliver them. What do you mean? Deliver them now? What is this? Okay, that's kind of stupid, right? She better be able to deliver them after this, because we collected all the medicines. I wanted to deliver them now, but I'm not getting the chance to do so. If I miss my opportunity, I'm gonna be mad, because that's not on me, alright? That's not on me. I've done what I needed to do. Have you found any evidence as to who really killed Otto, Andreas? Well, I do have some suspicions, but I can't confirm anything yet. God, Andreas, what are you doing here? You must convince them it wasn't me. I'm doing my best, Father. Please have patience. Huh. It's not your neck on the line, Mahler. Yeah, but 7 years ago, it was Piero's neck on the line. Alright? And he was a friend of mine, and I did my best to solve that murder. So, look. Yeah, it hasn't been my neck on the line, but in 2 different situations, it's been someone I don't like and someone I like. So, I don't want to hear you talking, alright? Mr. Threw Piero under the bus. Come, Father, eat a bit. I found a good meal settles nerves as well as any medicine. There was an awful lot of crashing last night. Was anyone hurt? No one's hurt, but the peasants did loot the church and sacristy. They defiled the sacristy. Sacrilege! Oh no. Oh, may God repay them their due. Brother Matthew, calm yourself. Yeah. We can replace everything. That's not the point. They've abused the body and blood of Christ, a great sin. Brother Matthew, please. I love that even the abbot's like, alright, calm down. Apologies, Father Abbot. Wine. The blood of Christ. So, Andreas, do you have any idea who the real killer might be? I've got a few ideas. Really? Well, I think I saw the murderer running away that night. I could be very helpful in your investigation. Well, what do you think you saw, Brother Guy? You're wearing a festival costume. Yeah, Brother Guy, to be honest, I think it might have been you. And you're giving me this phony story. This is frankly, I mean, I hate, you know, you never want, someone's trying to help, you never want to blame them for that. But Guy has never been the type to help. The fact that he's offering up this information so specifically, it makes me think he's trying to cover his own ass. They were wearing a festival costume, I think, so it can't have been one of the brothers then, obviously. And, dark hair, too. Definitely not one of the brothers. You mean definitely not you. I'll look into it. Of course, Master Mahler. We all want you to catch the one really responsible for the crime. Very suspicious guy. Well, it's good to see you all safe and well. I'm sure Andreas will have all this fixed soon. Thank you all for allowing us to share a meal with the brothers, Father Abbot. Brother Wojslav. It's good to see you're well, Matilda. Hey, what's going on here? She's a sister, Brother Wojslav. Yes, I'm glad to see you're well, sister. May you go with God. And you as well, brother. Wait a minute. Y'all gotta keep it on the down low a little bit. Please thank Mother Illuminata, Sister Gertrude. And Andreas, we're relying on you. Please hurry. I'll be as thorough as I can. Come, Andreas. We'd better get back before Carl gets suspicious. You too, Casper. And we'll see you soon, Father. If all goes well. Casper, shut up. Quickly now, back through the crypt. We're just leaving the place like this? Oh dear, we don't have time to clean it. We'll have to hope they don't come back down here. Oh, to actually clean it. Great. Finally! How long does cleaning an old crypt take anyway? That was ages! Well, what do you expect? You and your ransacking friends have been making a mess of it all night. Whatever, whatever. We're supposed to switch posts soon. Hurry up and get lost. Thank you for escorting us, Andreas. We'll let Mother Illuminata know how the brothers are. Good luck with your investigation. Well, I'm not sure I have very much time left. I don't. Can I bring Adok his medicine now? God damn it. I better be able to do that tomorrow. I was gonna go to Gertrude. She literally was not here. At least after I talked to Illuminata. So. I better be able to bring him that medicine tomorrow. Or that'll be really frustrating. Okay. Well, it's nighttime, so I think we gotta go to sleep at this point. I think we've sort of done what we can today. Certainly a lot of very suspicious behavior. I'm just gonna see if there's anything outwardly strange happening in town. I doubt it. So it does look like we'll have tomorrow as well, which is good. Just, you know, we had a day. I don't know if by a day it was meant like you've got until now, but it seems like we'll have until tomorrow to sort this out. So hopefully we can continue the investigation tomorrow. Because there are still a couple of loose ends to tie up, I feel. Not even tie up. I mean, I think we've actually done a lot of investigating, but we don't really have a convincing suspect, apart from Guy. And I'm really suspicious of Guy. I don't mean to keep accusing members of the Abbey, but still. I know we were told not to talk to Nico about it, but in fact, you know what? Maybe I'll talk to the wife first. Let's see what you have to say for yourself, Hannah. Because she was definitely freaking out when she talked to Lenhart. So she might just spill everything. Yes, actually. You must want a break from all the work sometimes. A way to let off steam. I don't understand, Andreas. I know what you do by the Roman ruins. Oh, God. How did you know? Did Lenhart tell you? It's not hard to figure out. Does Nico know? Not as far as I know. God, it would ruin my dolt husband. Adultery is a sin most vile. Or why did you do it? No need to preach. Lenhart is handsome, strong, forthright. He's a total dickhead. He knows what he wants. A proper man. Not like Nico. Nico's so boring, weak. He avoids taking a stance, avoids making the tough choices. Frankly, I think in your position, his stance might be the right one, because you've got yourself into a lot of trouble. Yeah, a good segue, Andreas. Now look, I understand that, you know, at this time, a lot of people didn't have a lot of choice in who they married, and you're probably not going to be getting a divorce. That was extremely rare. So I understand a lot of people were in unhappy marriages, And in fact, in a lot of marriages, particularly among the aristocrats, and we talked about this earlier in the series, there was an understanding between husband and wife, sometimes tacit, sometimes explicit, that they could cheat on each other. And, you know, they didn't care. In fact, some of these could almost be described as open relationships in a way. But that is clearly not the situation here. Nico doesn't know, and so it's messed up, alright? Anyway, so when it comes to tough choices... Damn. Not enough. You're so willing to cheat on your husband, I bet you'd do whatever it takes to keep the inn running. My God, Andreas, are you accusing me of killing Otto? I disagreed with Otto, but why would I want to kill him? Look around, is Tassing better with him dead? First you hold the ruin of my family over my head, and now this? Unless there's anything more you need, I won't abide by this foolishness. Good day, Andreas. Okay. Here we go. Nico. Just wanted to chat with you. Hello, Andreas. Can I help you with something? I'd like to talk to you about your wife. Anna, what about her? You know what she gets up to over by the Roman ruins? Yes. What? You know? I'm sorry, it must be hard for you. What the hell? Quite. But I love her. I have to think of Killian. I just don't know what to do. I don't really understand her. Anna says you're weak and boring, lacking in courage and fortitude. And what? I'm supposed to be an arrogant shit like Leadheart? I agree with you, man. That guy's horrible. All I know is that something has to change. An unhappy marriage is a wretched way to live. Believe me, I know. Stand up to her and carve out some path toward happiness. Come on, Nico. I don't know how. Before you can solve your marriage, there's a bigger problem you need to think about. What is happening? So, dang. He's glad Otto died. Did you know that? I'm sure I don't know what you mean. Really? She never said anything about Otto to you? My persuasion's been going so badly lately. As you wish. Huh. Okay, so that didn't really go how I hoped. Can I talk to her again? I guess not. Alright, well, marriage... Well, not ruined, because he knows about it. Brother, I mean... Look, well, once again, I think Lenhart's an asshole, and clearly it's unfair to Nico here. But, bro, she's cheating on you. Stand up for yourself a little bit. I mean, come on. Don't be a doormat. Don't let your wife walk all over you. Sheesh. Alright. Go to sleep. I will say, I mean, we did a lot of investigating last time. I feel like we didn't find out quite as much as I would like in this episode, but last episode, which was the same day, we did discover a lot, so, you know. Oh yeah, I gotta... Oh my god, what? Wake your boy, too. What the hell? What are you doing in here? I'm getting you. You're needed in the commons. Let's go. We'll be asking the questions, Mahler. Alright, alright. Jesus. What the hell is happening? Casper, wake up. Sir Andreas? What's going on? It's the middle of the night. Something's happening in the commons. Peter and the others want us there. Will be alright, Master Andreas? Peter seems upset, but we should be fine, I think. What the hell is happening? Are we doing this now? Alright, now that everyone's here, we can start. Start what? We're holding a trial for Otto's murderer. You're the one with the evidence. Are you mad? What about the law? We should wait for a judge, not do this ourselves. We don't have the time, Mahler. While we have the abbot, we can find justice on our own terms. Thought I had more time. If we lose this advantage, Father Gurnot will make sure no one ever investigates Otto's death. Well, what have you found? We're all waiting. Hold on, I've barely had a day to investigate. I can hardly come to a conclusion so soon. Yeah, for real. Answer the man. Please, Andreas, give us the killer. Calm down. We have one voice of reason. Well, you better fucking decide, Mahler, or you can watch that damned abbey go up in flames. Be quiet. Oh. I have a woman in labor right next door. This behavior is shameful. If she loses her child because of this fighting, it will be on your souls. Agnes is right. I know you want justice for my husband, or your friend, but I don't want things to get worse than they already are. Thank you, Ava. There's a very few voices of reason in the town. The baker, Ulrich, Ava here. What's his name? The blacksmith, Endris. I don't know if he'll speak up, but he seems like a level-headed guy. Please, Dad, give Andreas a little more time. Okay, I think we're gonna get more time. Dad, the game decided to, like, jump scare us by saying, investigation over now. Wait, now? What the hell? Fine. Andreas, you've got until that baby is born. After that, we'll claim our justice. How arbitrary. Work fast. It's the right decision. So, okay. Uh-oh. Who would this happen to be? Tristan. Good evening. Is it customary in Tassing that the people gather in the commons in the middle of the night? We do what needs to be done, when it needs to be done. God. It really is such a shame that Otto's gone. For a lot of reasons, one of which is that Peter is such a worse leader than Otto. Like, I mean, Otto was definitely riling people up, things were escalating, but Peter is a total firebrand. He's out of control. Who's asking? My name is Tristan von Kronberg. I'm here on behalf of the Duke of Bavaria. The Duke is aware that you have been distributing and discussing the 12 articles. Uh-oh. He's also aware that you have been disputing conditions of taxation and land use with the Abbot of Kearsarge. The Duke is merciful. He does not seek to punish Tassing for these disputes, but his mercy has limits. The Duke has become aware that you have imprisoned the Abbot and monks of Kearsarge within the Abbey. How did he find out so quickly? I guess the Duke must be pretty nearby then. Because it hasn't been that long. This is insult. This is rebellion. For this, there can be neither tolerance nor mercy. You have until sunset tomorrow to vacate Kearsarge Abbey and release the Abbot and all monks. If this is not done, the Duke's soldiers will enter the town and the Abbey in force. As certain as night follows day, they will kill every man and boy who stands in their way. What? God protect us. No, no. I mean... Look, I agree with the townspeople here. Like, the Abbot is an oppressive force, but, like, are you guys... Why are you so surprised? What? Did you not see this coming? I felt like everyone was aware of this risk. We never wanted to threaten the Abbot, sir. He wouldn't listen to our demands. We're starving. Such efforts were necessary since the townsfolk are also suffering under the Abbot's increased taxes. The Duke is aware of the town's complaints and finds some merit in them. He believes some concessions can be made regarding the death tax and use of the forest for wood. Of course, only under the strict condition that the Abbot is released unharmed. And this is, I mean, when you look at the peasant revolts of 1825, which is the year that this is set in, you see that most of these revolts were typically crushed, but, and I'm not familiar with the intricacies that much, right? But you'd also find concessions made, right? And that's pretty typical when you're putting down a rebellion. If you want to, if you're a sort of authoritarian ruler, which a lot of these rulers were, what you want to do is both put down the rebellion by force to show everybody that you're in charge, but you might also want to meet some of the demands, hand some concessions, because you want to prevent any future tension or rebellion, but you want to make sure that you are handing down those concessions from above, right? This is not a negotiation, right? You are not claiming your own demands. You're not winning anything. I am putting this down, and I am giving you some of these concessions because I want to, right? That's how you rule effectively as an authoritarian, right? If you're already in this situation, which we are. So the Duke, he's basically seeing things spiral out of control. You know, I mean, I'm sure, well, depends on the Duke individually, I would say a lot of rulers of this time would not be so opposed to putting down a rebellion with violence, and a lot of them did. Of course, you could find the odd humanitarian among the bunch. My guess is that the Duke doesn't really have a problem with taking out some of the townspeople, but he'd probably like to avoid violence for his own sake. And so if he can get this situation under control, that's what he'd like to do. So they want the abbot released. And what do the peasants get? What about our taxes? What about the right to use the woods for grazing, for fishing? The Duke is unwilling to make additional concessions, so some concessions. But who knows, maybe it'll be a little, too little too late. You can release the abbot and take what is offered, or you can remain defiant and face the consequences. It will yield you little, save steel and fire. Sunset, tomorrow. Oh, what an offer. I do think that weakens Peter's hand, though, because the peasants have just been given an alternative. Now, maybe it's not a great alternative, but it is an alternative. So there are going to be the people who were sort of moderately in favor of the peasant cause. A lot of them will probably be like, yeah, maybe we should just take the Duke's offer. That's the safest thing. So that weakens Peter's hand. And you know what? I mean, I've been supportive of the peasants and the townsfolk. I've said that they should, stand up for themselves and take what they need from the abbot. But there's a recognition, especially now, that that's probably going to result in a lot of death and suffering. And the question you need to ask yourself is it worth it? Now look, I'm not going to say that violence is never acceptable in a political context, right? I mean, look, that's what these rebellions are. The American Revolution, to use a sort of societally acceptable example, that was violence done for a political cause, right? So it's clear, even though people claim otherwise, that most people accept violence on some level for some reason, right? But you got to ask yourself, in this situation, is it worth it? And I think it might not be. It might not be worth getting half the town killed to probably not win these concessions. You might just want to take what's being offered. I know that's sort of the conciliatory, lame approach, but, look at the human cost. I don't know. Anyway, that's a decision that's not entirely, or even at all, in our hands, but I'm sure we'll play a role in it with how this investigation goes. I'm glad we've got some more time. So, that was interesting. I didn't quite wrap up the investigation I wanted, and then it seemed like it was all over, but it's not. And not only does the investigation get to continue, but there are now new stakes. Everyone sort of knew the stakes, but they've been made real. So things have changed up a little bit. So if you guys enjoyed this one, I'd appreciate it if you'd leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I always enjoy reading your comments on these videos. So thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you tune in again this time next week. And I will see you all again next time. Goodbye.